Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV here in Los Angeles, being joined with David Benavidez, who just announced a fight, a freaking damn good fight against David Morrell. I'm surprised, David, not because of you not taking this challenge. I know like how you are as a person, but like just because Morrell's not really well known and people see this maybe as like a high risk, low reward. At the end of the day, like why is it that you pushed and wanted this fight?
You know, to be honest, the reason why I took this fight, and I was, I already had it planned that I was going to take it, but because Morrell's been talking a lot, he's been saying that I'm scared of him, this and that, and I think this is just a way of me proving that it doesn't matter who it is, I'm going to get him in the ring sooner or later. And I told people that, and now we're here, February 1st. It's going to be a big fight. I'm very excited, and I'm excited I add that WBA title to my collection of belts.
Yeah, that's another chance to be a world champion in a different weight class. I saw a video of you guys facing off earlier today. Tensions already flaring. What happened at the that first face-off?
So we did it was actually kind of new. I've never done a face-off from the green screen, but we did it, and I think it was just inevitable. You know what I mean? Just him telling me that he was going to beat me, and then I told him I was going to break his mouth, and I was going to take his belt and beat the shit out of him. So it's good old-fashioned trash talk.
You know, when you look at him as a challenge, what's unique about him? What's different about him, do you feel? Or does he remind you of someone and you can think, I know how to handle this style?
To be honest with you, I feel like I have so much experience in the boxing game that I've kind of seen every style. David Morrell, he's a great fighter. He's a great Cuban boxing school of boxing. He won the belt when he was like, when he had his fourth fight, I think, something like that. So he's an accomplished fighter. But it's simply for the fact of taking a test that nobody wants to take, taking the challenge that nobody wants to take, and just proving all the people wrong. All the people that think he's going to beat me, proving all of them wrong, and just solidifying myself as the most dangerous fighter in my weight class today.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you have like this reputation of being like the Boogeyman, and you were a Boogeyman at 168, but he also had that kind of reputation too, like, oh, everyone's avoiding him, no one wants to fight him because he's so good. Like, do you feel he's as good as what the people have said he is, or do you see a lot of holes there in him?
It's not that I see a lot of holes. I feel like he's a great fighter. He's an all-around great fighter, but it's just I feel like I have the ability to think. I have the better ability to think, the more speed, more power, and more experience. I feel like this is going to be a great fight for me to showcase my talents and my skills and show why I'm the baddest man at 175.
Was there at all, like, from your dad, who's done an excellent job of training you, or anyone from the team that said to you, like, hey, David, maybe wait on this fight, maybe not take this fight. There's other bigger fights available for you.
No, nothing like that. We don't think like that. If it's the hardest fight on the table, we want to take the hardest fight on the table. At the end of the day, like I said, I want to be the most dominant, champion in this weight class, and the only reason I show that is by beating other dominant fighters, and that's the only way I can answer that.
How'd you think about his last fight with, I have a difficult time pronouncing the guy's name, Kadzovich. Yeah, Hot Rod, yeah. What'd you make of how he looked in that fight?
It's a pretty good fight. I feel like, he was just going in there trying to look for the knockout. So I really don't take too much from that fight. The mistakes that he did made, I will keep them for myself. But, I feel like he kind of got exposed a little bit. But at this level, he's been calling for this fight over and over again. So, like I said, if you're not ready for something, don't be asking for it, because I'm going to give you exactly what you're looking for.
When I look at the past fights you've had a pretty good track record of predicting what's going to happen. Yeah. With this one, like, what do you see happening? How do you beat him?
I feel like this is going to be my best fight up to date. You know what I mean? And I know I say that every fight, but it's just I'm getting better and better. I'm more experienced. Now I'm physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm at one with myself, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. These are the type of challenges I want. I don't shy away from no fight. If no fight or no fighter. You know what I mean? And that's definitely what I'm going to show February 1st. Do
you think like you break them down like later in the rounds? Like, do you catch them early and break them down early like we saw with Andrade?
To be honest with you, I'm going to just put a game plan together, and I'm going to just follow my game plan. I don't know if it's going to come early. I don't know if it's going to come late. But I will be trying to knock them out. That's what I do every single fight. I go in there and I just break people down and I beat the shit out of them. It's going to be the same thing.
Given the last performance, I know you said at the post-fight you were injured, you're dealing with a lot of things. What do you make of like the perception of David at 175 from fans now? And do you think it's fair?
To be honest with you, I don't care what nobody says. I know exactly what I do. I know that 7 weeks left to the fight, I tore an tendon. no, 8 weeks left to fight, tore the tendon. I got closer to 4 weeks, only using one hand. Fucked this hand up. I messed up the knuckle really bad. I got closer to the fight 2 weeks. I got 10 stitches underneath my eye from a cut and sparring. So I had a whole lot of things going on in that fight. I was this close to canceling it, but I think me going in there and fighting the fight and winning 9 out of 12 rounds speaks more volumes of me than anything. You know what I mean? Obviously, this fight is going to be different. I let my hands heal. I let my cut heal. Everything is good. I've been using my hands great, and I'm just ready to continue to be a dominant force in this weight class.
With you entering the division and David Morrell entering the division, it makes things a lot more interesting seeing that we have an undisputed champion now at 175 pounds. What do you make of Bivol and Beterbiev, who you felt won in that fight?
To be honest with you, I think when it comes more down to boxing, I think David Bivol won that fight. From probably when it comes to damage, Beterbiev was probably landing the harder blows. But you know what? I feel like Bivol did enough to win the fight. You know what I mean? And it was a great fight. At the end of the day, the people in boxing won, and it's a great fight, and we get to see it again. And then after that, hopefully, I get the winner.
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to. Is that the plan? If you're successful here, to push for an undisputed fight with the winner of that rematch?
Not if I'm successful, but when I'm successful, that's what I'm going to be trying to get. I was kind of preparing myself mentally for a fight with Beterbiev or Bivol. You know what I mean? So that's why when this fight, when I called the promoter and I asked for the fight, I was already mentally ready. I know a lot of people were, thinking I was going to fight Jesse Hart and this and that, but, I felt like we were trying to work out the details for this fight, and this fight's coming at the perfect time. I mean, he's young, he's champion. I'm young, I'm a champion. He has confidence, I have confidence. So this is going to be a throwback fight, and this is what we all want to see.
Do you expect for Bivol to win the rematch, or do you think there'll be adjustments for Beterbiev that he ends up winning again?
I don't know. To be honest with you, that's only questions that those men can answer. But if Bivol, if it's the same exact fight, I see Bivol winning. But unless they rob it again, there's really nothing you could do.
So then that sets up, I know you're confident that you're going to win this fight, but that sets up, you against the winner of Beterbiev versus Bivol. Like, is it easy for you to make that fight? Do you see anything getting in the way, or are you confident that that fight can happen?
To be honest with you, I don't see nothing getting in the way of this fight, only because I have the WBC interim title. Morrell has the WBA, it was a world.
Yeah,
one of the worlds, yeah, the first stage of the world. The first stage of the world. So once getting that belt, there's nothing that could stop me from getting that fight, because I rightfully earned those shots from winning both the belts. So we're just gonna keep training hard, keep doing what I got to do, win this fight, and then we'll see what comes up after this.
Why do you feel, in your opinion, I know you've had experience with sparring Bivol and you're confident that you would beat Bivol. You've said this before in interviews, but in terms of Beterbiev and your style clashing with him, like, do you feel that you're just like a younger, faster version of a Beterbiev?
Well, I feel like in everything you have to give your belief to God and be confident in yourself, and I think everything works itself out. I mean, I told myself I was going to be a great fighter, a great champion, and now it's just living up to my word.
All right. Hey, David, thank you for the time. Appreciate it. Good seeing you as well. David Benavidez taking on David Morrell coming up February 1st on Amazon Prime pay-per-view in Las Vegas.